adjourn sender.
Almighty God, ruler of heaven and earth, you beseech thee to inspire and guide all our counsels and actions so that we may always walk in the path of justice, love, and charity to one another. Help us with thy grace to do only those things that will promote the unity, happiness, and prosperity of Nigeria. Amen. Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished colleagues and fellow Nigerians, I am Senator Salisu. I represent the Central Senatorial District and I'm a member of this committee. You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, my dear colleagues, invited guests, and distinguished Senator Anthony Siakoya, representing the people of Gombe South, a member of this committee.
Chairman, my colleagues, invited guests, Sunday EGBAJI, representing the people of South Central District and Kaduna State. Distinguished senators and our invited friends, my name is Senator Patrick C. Fellow of Nigeria Society of Engineers. I'm a member of this committee, but just acting as chairwoman. Thank you. Clerk, please, draw near.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and distinguished members. The next case we have today is Mr. Monday Benjamin EGBAJI, and on behalf of his father, Pastor Benjamin EGBAJI, versus Government of the Republic in the first year. Is Monday here? Monday EGBAJI is not here.
Yes.
Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Any representative?
Said Government of the Republic. Are they here?
No, United Diaspora and Federal Ministry of Foreign. Is Diaspora Commission representative? Seated.
Sorry. Duly informed that the Diaspora Commission is representing the Benin Republic. And here the petitioner is not present. This is the first mention of the matter. We cannot proceed without the petitioner being here present. And so we adjourn the matter, Senator. Okay. Because yeah, I got it straight once. Mr. Clark, it's due to you to inform the petitioner that if he's not here on the date of the next hearing as you may fix, that the matter will be sorted out. We apologize as well. Thank them. So, the commission, for you to have been here, we appreciate you. And all due apologies. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Next.
Second place is Mr. ARIREMAKO, FEMI, the Federal Safety Commission. Did the first year in 2. ARIREMAKO is present. Federal Safety Commission, is it present? This is not the group, I know. Federal Safety Commission.
So this is the second matter of the day. The petitioner present, this is your first hearing. The agency will complain against our not present. That's process. So we will want that they should be here the next time the matter is brought up. Otherwise, we proceed without them. But for the fact that this is not here, we cannot proceed. Sorry for the expenses. The next one. Next one.
The third case is Mr. OMONIYI, ALABA, OGUTUGA versus Nigerian Railway Corporation.
Is this first or second or
This is the first year.
first year? Who is present? The petitioner?
The petitioner is present. The Nigerian Railway Corporation is not present.
What applied to the second matter is applicable to you. Sorry for your expenses. The matter will be adjourned in the dark until the communication will go. And in the second time you are here, if the corporation is not here, the railway, Nigerian Railway Corporation, the matter may go without. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Next one.
The fourth matter is Mr. DENJA, ABDULLAHI versus Head of Civil Service of the State Region. First year, Mr. DENJA is here. Mr. DENJA is not here. And the Civil Service of the Federation is not present.
Rwanda is okay. Stand down, Rwanda. Next one.
The fifth matter is Mr. PHILIMON Z. James, the Federal Safety Commission. Okay. First year, Mr. PHILIMON is here. Road safety, not present. Two parties.
Stood down. Center.
The case number 6 is that EGBAJI John ONYEKWERE versus Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TETFUND, first year. James John, are you here? IKEYI James, are you around? TETFUND, not available.
Stood down. Next.
The seventh matter is Mr. ISHOLA RUKAYAT, AJOKE versus Nigerian Air Force. RUKAYAT, is she here? RUKAYAT, AJOKE, Nigerian Air Force is present.
Is it first?
First year.
Nigerian Air Force.
Yes, sir.
We apologize for your expenses for coming.
No problem.
But the matter, because the complainant is not here, one, because it's the first hearing.
Unfortunately, sir, she was sick. I cited her when I came over.
Where is she?
I'll take position on that.
The committee wasn't late because my able colleagues were here to sit in. I apologize. My name is Senator NA-OKPALA from the Coast South Senatorial District, and I'm the chairman of this committee. So I welcome you all, and to also appreciate your coming as you receive our summons back here. We are grateful. So we will continue on to the cases for us, which is Shola RUKAYAT AJOKE versus Nigerian Air Force.
Yes, sir.
Where's RUKAYAT? Is RUKAYAT here? You are RUKAYAT? Please play one note. Where's my able?
She was not too.
Let me affirm that the evidence I shall give before this distinguished committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So shall we call.
I, Wing Commander Mohammed Sadi, do solemnly affirm that the evidence I shall give before this distinguished committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Very well. Madam ISHOLA, we received a petition, and that's the reason why we're here. And the Navy is here to speak for themselves as well. Can you please address this committee to tell us exactly why you're here?
On my honorable committee. Good morning, good morning, distinguished senators. I am Master Warrant of RUKAYAT AJOKE. I solemnly affirm my submission before the committee. I brought this petition to the Senate against the Nigerian Air Force. My petition reads, petition against Nigerian Air Force over misuse of office and official high-handedness against my person. I have been battered mentally, emotionally, and psychologically for my past 24 years in the service of the Nigerian Air Force, just because I opt to develop myself educationally for the upliftment of the NAF. I faced so much hate, resentment, and gross maltreatment in the system that I could no longer cope and choose not to return to them. For 4 times now, I have been declared a rogue and now deserter as a punitive against measure to thwart me from furthering my education in the system. I have suffered a lot from a litany of officers who came after me just because I chose to develop myself as an airwoman. I have exhausted all reasonable avenues within the NAF and the military to seek redress, but to no avail. I am an airwoman enlisted into the Nigerian Air Force on 13 March 1999, married to an Air Force airman, late NAF 99, late warrant officer Olawale Taiwo, who was also involved in the struggle before his death. He was highly regarded while in the service as attached, yet they have refused to pay his insurance since he died 8 years ago. The school fees of his only child, which is mandatory to be paid by the NAF, has not been paid since he died 8 years ago, and the child has been left to suffer in my harrowing ordeal. Your Excellency, sir, I was posted to Maiduguri because I had the effrontery to write to the system about a mistrial against me. Upon this posting, I found it totally impossible to cope since my son was schooling at the Air Force Comprehensive School, Ibadan, as I practically exhaust all my earnings in commuting from Maiduguri to Ibadan at resumptions, vacations, and open days. A request was sent twice to the NAF to post me to presidential media team to ease my movement, but it was not approved. I approached the current Director of Public Relations, Nigerian Air Force, Air Vice Marshal Edward Gapwet, who tricked me into withdrawing the letter before posting me, but renounced his promise after I did so as attached. The situation was completely unbearable when Professor Ibrahim Gambari, Chief of Staff to former President Buhari, asked me to report to the media team, and that a letter would be done afterwards to the NAF that I reported for duty. But I couldn't get there until the tenure was over, until I was forced to just let everything go under the intense suppression. I couldn't cope anymore. I was mentally unfit for it anymore. I just quit. Involvement of officer, Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar. I wrote to the Chief of Air Staff concerning my plight, but rather than investigating my case with a view to granting me reprieve and justice, he proceeded to release the deserter SOS signal knowing it contravenes general service knowledge and extant laws, to declare me deserter when my case was already before him. Please find attached why a premeditated charge was secured to further suppress me. Director of Public Relations, Nigerian Air Force. The Director of Public Relations, Nigerian Air Force, Air Vice number 2, Director of Public Relations, Nigerian Air Force. Now the former Director of Public Relations, sir. The Director of Public Relations, the former Director, Air Vice Marshal Edward Gabwe, tricked me into withdrawing the letter from the lawyer seeking CTC, certified true copy, of the unfair summary trial conducted against me in Kaduna, while promising to post me near my son. He, however, renounced his promise after I withdrew the letter, only for the system to use the withdrawal of the letter against me in responding to my letter of request to NAF Ombudsman. Please note, I was posted to Maiduguri on punishment posting because of this same letter. Number 3, the third officer, sir. Flying officer Danjuma Alim. I was forcibly dislodged from my accommodation in 055 NAF Camp Lagos in the presence of my child when I was posted out of Lagos to Maiduguri. This was mentally and emotionally disturbing for me as my child was still schooling at AFCSC Ibadan, and that was where I stayed whenever I traveled to Ibadan to visit him. It became totally unbearable when Flying Officer A. Danjuma, Population Officer 105, Maiduguri, again dislodged me from my transit accommodation in Maiduguri, even when I have not been posted out of the unit. And it wasn't even his duty at all to collect the key from the airman I gave the key to invade my privacy. This was after I had arranged with the commander of the unit, Air Commodore C.O. Olayera, that was to go back to unit on Wednesday when Charlie 130 NAF aircraft arrived at ABUJA from Maiduguri. However, a day before, on Tuesday, before the aircraft arrived, he forcibly collected my key from whom I gave it to while locking him up before packing my belongings out of my lodge, even when it is not his role. I was sorely bitter at this stage that it became an exchange of words when he insulted my late father as well as attached. What they could do to me if I returned to Maiduguri as an operational ground could only be left to the imagination. Sir, I want to emphasize that the altercation was prearranged because I had written the address dated 4 September 2023 to the NAF as attached, where I stressed that I had never been rude to anyone since I joined the service 23 years ago, now 24 years, sir. My prayer, sir. Number 1, I request that the insurance claim of my late husband, Warrant of Olawale Dawodaramona, who died 8 years ago, be paid to his life for me and his child. Number 2, I request that my child receive his mandatory scholarship as child of deceased personnel of the Nigerian Air Force, while the arrears of his obligatory school fees that have accumulated since his dad died 8 years ago should also be paid. Number 3, I have been deeply maltreated and battered in the NAF that I found it totally unbearable emotionally and psychologically, and I am unable to cope any longer. I appeal to the Senate to urge the NAF to process my retirement and pay me my entitlement. Thank you in anticipation of your kind consideration, Your Excellency, sir.
Thank you very much. Just turn off your mic. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Elwin, right?
Sir?
Wing Commander.
Wing Commander. Okay, excuse me. You read your officer.
Yes, sir.
Madam, are you still in service?
I was declared deserter over a year ago, sir.
You were what?
Declared deserter over a
You
year
were
ago.
declared deserter over a year ago.
Yes, sir.
Sir, can you hear your response?
Yes. Sir, thank you. I bring a compliment of the Chief of Air Staff, even though he's not here, he's out of the country. That's why he has directed me in the Director of Legal Services to represent the headquarters of the airport. So I've listened to her complaint keenly, and she has raised a lot of issues. In order not to waste our time, I've narrowed down those issues to just 4, which I intend to address one after the other. So I want to start with this issue of wrongful multiple declaration of award. In her first statement, she said she has been declared award like 4 times. That was what she said. So from our record, this same L1 was declared on award in 2016 and given court martial. The court martial awarded a punishment, that is reduction in rank from master warrant officer to warrant officer. On review, when the record was sent to headquarters, on review, Air Force now weared a new feast by reducing that punishment to just 2 years loss of seniority. If not for that, she wouldn't have been wearing this rank. She was duly court-martialed, and you know court-martial has a coordinated jurisdiction with the High Court. That was the first issue of award, which were known and we have record to that extent. So the second award, she just alluded to the fact that she was posted to Maiduguri. Yes, sir, she has been posted to Maiduguri. While in Maiduguri, Operation had IKEYI, she requested for a leave, 2 weeks pass to enable her pick up her son from Ibadan and also attend to some personal and domestic issues. 2 weeks was actually granted to her. She was expected to have resumed back to the office on 17th of June last year. She didn't. Instead, she now requested for additional 2 days again, that she wanted to use our own aircraft, that is C-130, from Lagos to Maiduguri. So as we speak, she has been out of Nigerian Air Force since then. And by virtue of our law, that is section 60, there are 3 offenses in the Armed Forces Act that are not statute barred. 1 is failure to suppress mutiny, 2nd, mutiny, and the 3rd one is desertion, which she did. So by virtue of this section, at any point in time, if she spent 100 years out of the office, once we grab her, we can pick her. We can arrest her. The law is there, section 60 Armed Forces Act.
Whose one is that, please?
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. So these are the 2 award declarations that are known to the Nigerian Air Force and are known to me. The issue of 4 times award.
No, sir. You have to step out. Take out the phone.
You can do so outside.
Don't know how to put it on. Step outside.
Yes, sir. So, sir, the second issue is non-payment of insurance claim of our late husband. Granted, the husband died in the NAV and he was entitled for the payment of insurance, and it is automatic. Unfortunately, the payment of this insurance claim is not within the purview of the Nigerian Air Force. It is being handled by Ministry of Defense in conjunction with Defense Headquarters. What is expected of us to do is just to process the name and forward to Ministry of Defense through DHP. That is where our work starts and ends. It is interesting to note that the name of her husband has been forwarded since March this year for payment of this insurance claim. So I'm surprised to hear that her husband has not, the entitlement of her husband has not been paid deliberately by the NAV. This is totally untrue. So she also alluded to the fact that the school fees of her child has not been paid by the NAV. While that of insurance claim is automatic, the payment of school fees is not automatic. Somebody has to come forward and apply. And from the record granted, yes, she has applied. But unfortunately, she was not entitled to that payment because in the Manual of Financial Administration, which was signed by Mr. President in 2018, any debt that is not on active service, children of those personnel are not entitled to payment of school fees. That is the position of the law. And I also alluded to that in our response. I also attached all the issue opposing to presidential media team. Sir, this is military. She is an employee, not employer. And since she's an employee, she cannot dictate to the Nigerian Air Force where to be posted. As an employee, yours is just to accept your fate. Most of them served in Maiduguri because we had no option. We went there because we had nobody to lobby our boss. So I don't think Nigerian Air Force has committed any wrongdoing by rejecting her request to be posted to presidential media team. So the issue of saying the NAP has refused, I think there was no offense in this respect too. So at the end she came up with 2 prayers, 3. The issue of payment of insurance claim, which I just told the committee that it has been processed already, is left with the Ministry of Defense to make the payment. And the second issue of payment of school fees, which I also told this committee that she's not entitled to it and she's not the only person. Then the last one, that the committee should intervene by ensuring that her retirement entitlement are paid to her. This is very shocking and surprising. She's still wearing uniform. And she's talking about payment of retirement. Has she retired? She has not retired. In fact, by that section 60, where I'm supposed to arrest her. So payment of retirement penalty is contingent strictly on one thing, and that thing is you have to retire first, based on the laid down rules and regulations before you be entitled to payment of retirement. So sir, that is my response. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Madam,
Yes, sir.
have you retired? That is the question. Have you retired?
No, sir.
So you are still in service?
Yes, sir.
But you have not been in service for how long?
Since June last year, sir.
Since June of last year.
Yes, sir. Since when I walked away and I couldn't
What?
because I couldn't go.
In your words, you walked away.
Yes, sir.
Okay, when did you walk away?
After the leave expired and I felt I was threatened. I was threatened by
Who threatened you?
Flying officer Danjuma.
Who was flying officer Danjuma to you?
The OC was the OC as of the time I was in the
Was he or is he a direct supervisor?
Yes, sir.
How did he threaten you?
Yes, sir. First of all, if as a soldier, if you are to be declared AWO, the officer in charge is supposed to be the one to report your absence, which he did. But he ventured further, which wasn't his role, to move to my house and vacate my lodgings from the house because it was ordered by Air Vice Marshal AJOKE, the then Director of Public Relations.
So you no longer live in the Air Force quarters? You don't live in the Air Force quarters?
At all, sir.
Okay, which word or what action did he take that threatened your life?
Sir, there's a WhatsApp conversation where the altercation, he even went to the extent of even abusing my dad, my late dad.
No, I'm talking of which word of threat. I will kill you. I will destroy your child. I will do this to you. Which of such words? I'm not putting words in your mouth. I just want you to understand when you say he threatened you, what action, what did he do, or what did he say to you that threatened you? Because this one you just said that it's not an act of threat.
In the military, sir, the mere fact that he vacated my accommodation, it
You
is
consider
not
that
a
threat?
Yes, sir, it was a threat.
It is
No, that's not. Turn off your, please. Oh, hold on.
Obi Adekunle, Senator representing Ondo Central Senatorial District. I'm a member of this committee. So, Chairman, may I proceed, sir?
Chairman.
Yes, may I proceed?
Please.
Thanks, sir. Sorry, the officer.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I gave you the individual of your presentation, but I've tried to read your written response.
Yes, sir.
Just to give a background, it's actually the petition that I'm a bit worried about. Because the stories don't seem to like this. I think I need some clarification. First and foremost, petitioner, you have not retired.
No, sir.
Or you've not been going to work.
Yes, sir.
You walked away.
Yes, sir.
Now, the under military law, that's wrong. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
That's wrong.
Yes, sir.
And there are disciplinary measures for doing that.
Yes, sir.
Now, you say somebody threatened you. Do you have any official communication, etc., to your superiors? Or listen to me, I'm not saying WhatsApp message. Official communication. Why I'm not at work is because my life is threatened, etc., etc. You have any?
Sir, by virtue of being studying me,
Madam, please. I just asked you a question. Yes, I have. No, I don't have. Then if I want a further explanation, I can ask you. Do you have any official communication with the Nigerian Air Force about this threat to life? This man is threatening me, that's why I got award.
No, sir.
Let me tell you what I'm asking. As far as I'm concerned, in every petition, there are two sides to it. We have to be fair to you, we have to be fair to the person you accuse. So if you come here, even listening to you, I can't seem to follow your story. And that's why I'm asking this simple question. If you yourself say that if you go on, you went on a war, you know it's a military offense, you say the reason why you went on a war was that somebody was threatening you. The chairman asked you, how were you threatened? You can't tell us. We asked you also, do you have any official communication of this threat? No. I'm a bit confused. So what is your complaint?
My complaint, sir.
Except you are saying that what your superior, I say assume is your superior giving his round, said to us this afternoon is not true. Then tell us what exactly the complaint is about.
Sir.
What is the complaint? Well, I read your petition and listening to him and the written response, I'm trying to understand what the complaint is. Because if you've gone on a walk and you agree that there are military consequences,
Walked away. And then walked away.
Then you walked away, then you don't have any official communication to show this complaint that you have. He said, you know, I want you to be able to tell us what he has said this afternoon that is not correct. He says that you've sent your husband's bill to the authorities. That's what he said. Abi?
Yes, sir.
Is that, are you aware of that?
No, sir.
But you don't have anything that says it has not been done. So let's assume that he's speaking the truth. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
The man said you went on a walk. You've confirmed that you went on a walk. So what exactly is your complaint? And let me tell you, I'll be very fair to you. I came from the private sector. None of us is military. But my staff, I'm a lawyer, cannot tell me where they will work. Talk less of the military. So what is the complaint? You say you have a preference for a particular unit. And because you are not taken to that unit, it's a problem. Under military law, do you have an option as to where you are posted to Madam?
Yes, sir. I will see for compassion.
Listen to the question. Under military law, do you, as an officer, have a right to say, this is where I must work?
Sir, it is not a matter of ordering them, but there is provision for compassionate justice.
Yeah, I know, but that's discretionary.
That's discretionary.
I'm asking you, do you have a right to insist that this is where you must work?
No, sir.
So what is the complaint?
Sir, I would like to urge this committee to please allow my lawyer to appear before you, sir.
Well, no, your lawyer cannot speak better than what you are the one feeling this thing.
Yeah, you are the one that is
The
complaining.
lawyer is a participant. You are involved.
The question, you see, I want us to go straight to the point so that we are fair to you and to them. The question is, you yourself accept that you don't have a right to to be posted to a particular duty post. So what is the complaint?
Sir, it is not about the duty post now, sir.
Yes.
It is about me being battered emotionally for the past 24 years that I have served by series of
Okay, so
officers.
that is the complaint.
That is my complaint. And
But I can't see anything like that in your petition.
Sir, I have evidence.
Listen to me, madam, now. You know, I said to you that we have to be fair to both parties. The petition that is before us, I can't see anything like that there.
It's not discuss that because of.
We can't make an assumption now. I've taken your complaint one by one, and I'm trying to understand it. This issue about being battered for 25 years emotionally, I can't find it in your complaint. I can find the issue of not being insurance, the man has answered, your husband's gratuity, you say you want retirement benefits, you yourself say you are not retired. So how do we tell them to pay 1,000 benefits when you are not retired? You say that you are not posted to a particular unit. I say, is it mandatory? You say no, it's discretionary. So what else is the complaint?
Sir, there was a trial that was carried out against me, and the former director of public relations asked me to withdraw that letter, which I did upon that he was going to post me out. He used it to treat me upon
That's the copy of that.
That's your word against his word.
You have a copy of it.
Yes, sir.
Let us see.
He wrote to you that you should withdraw it.
Yes, sir.
Did they write you? You said they write you a letter.
Our conversation, I recorded
No.
it, sir.
Yeah. Sorry, let me just ask. Okay.
Chairman, colleagues, invited guests. My name is Abim Abbas, Senator from Adama, Adama Central.
Okay, madam. Madam, assuming without conceding that you were threatened, is there a reporting system in the Air Force?
Yes, sir.
There's a grievance procedure, isn't it, in the Air Force? What steps did you take?
Yes, sir. First, I wrote to the Ombudsman of Nigerian Air Force, Nigerian Air Force Ombudsman.
Stating that.
I have a copy of it.
What did you, how was the complaint?
I gave all my grievances. I explained it to them.
What were the grievances? And you were threatened?
Yes, and it was even a
That was when you wrote to the
Yes,
Ombudsman.
that is part of it.
Okay, with us through here, can you tell us the nature of the threats to your life that warranted you deserting the Air Force? Then two, like my colleague said, you talked about punishment posting. Is there anything like punishment posting in the Air Force?
Yes, sir.
What is
Also of him, because the officer that I was told me categorically that I was
under which law is that one? Or what? Under the Air Force manual?
sir, that's why I am pleading with you that my lawyer appear before you. Because
Your lawyer cannot state facts better than you. You are the one feeling this thing.
Sir, you are asking for the law. The law that guides us. My lawyer will
Because if you say you sought redress, you must have quoted a particular law that justifies what you are asking for, to say that this posting was a punishment posting under section so and so of the Air Force law. Isn't it? That's what we're asking you. So if you sought redress, you must have been predicated on a particular law. So that I'm asking you, under what law do you seek for redress? Because if there's something like punishment posting in the Air Force law, then you tell us what section your claim was based on.
Sir.
Then very quickly, why did you say her husband did not die in active service?
Yes, sir. My definition of death on active service is when you die at the theater of war.
That's the definition.
Yes, sir. That is the definition. So her husband did not die on active service. As such, he was not entitled.
So if an airman dies,
not only an airman,
sleep. No, I said okay. If anybody,
yes,
an airman or an officer,
yes,
dies naturally,
yes, in his sleep,
that's not active service.
that is not.
So why do you give them full compliments on at burial?
No, sir. We have so many entitlements for the dead ones and the family of the dead ones. But particularly this issue of payment of school fees that she mentioned. That is the
I'm
issue.
not talking about, I'm talking about the definition of active service now, because let me just, which is the Air Force Act that you're using now?
It's terms and conditions of service.
Service.
Then the manual of financial administration,
Yeah.
which was signed by Mr. President.
Okay, because I took part in the review of the Air Force Act in 1988. That's why I'm asking you this question, which acts now.
So I even attach it to my response instead. Yes. Sir, I don't know if I can briefly come in, sir, to clarify this issue of punishment posting.
Yes.
In the world of armed forces, there is nothing with punishment duty.
That's right.
There is one thing that I think I need to bring into this respected committee, and most of my colleagues are also here. So there is this attitude of our soldiers running away from battlefield. Anybody that is posted to, let's say, northeast Maiduguri, for example, naturally is expected to go and resume. But in their own case, they will start looking for their godfathers. Please, sir, can you help me change this posting? So they are avoiding Maiduguri simply because they don't want to die. And once you sign this job, once you sign, it's a death warrant we are all signing.
Mr. Officer,
Yes.
I know we are not preaching. Let me just make it point. I know the point you are making, but you can't be that graph. Nobody wants to die. Who wants to die? Do you want to die? Wait, hold on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just hold on.
Yes,
Hold on now. Hold on. What you are trying to say is that by the very nature of your job, you are meant to go to the battlefield, so you can't run away from it. You have said the same thing now. Don't say that nobody wants to die. That's why I said we are not military. Is that not what you are trying to say?
Yes, sir.
Commander, you are guided. You are guided. Wing Commander.
Yes, sir.
Even though things have gone, what she did was totally inexcusable.
Yes, sir.
But we also do things on compassionate grounds.
Yes, sir.
As a widow who has a child, then I think if her attitude was different, I'm sure you would have considered giving her posting on compassionate grounds where she can be with her child. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So, assuming things were not the way they are today, that she had decided and all that, about that she's going to war, you have considered her for posting on compassionate grounds. Assuming things were not the way they are.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, distinguished colleagues, for full disclosure, I'm a member of this committee, and the complainant also happens to be my constituent. So I'm talking in two capacities here. She's from ONYEKWERE local government, which is part of the Central Senatorial District. And I've also had the opportunity before now of engagement with her. And I've also made it very clear that the act of desertion, particularly in the military, cannot be excusable under whatever circumstance. We are confronted with a balancing act here. A balancing act to ensure justice to all and to also protect the institutional integrity of our armed forces. And we have to also marry this with what my distinguished colleague has just mentioned, compassion. Picture it this way. A couple were in the armed forces, both husband and wife. Whether you say in the active service or not, the man was still in the employment of Nigeria Air Force when he died, leaving behind a widow with only one child. it's only natural for the woman to want to protect the only offspring of that relationship and ensure that the lineage is not terminated as a result of the death of the husband. She might have taken some steps that are out of line in terms of military tradition. And I've looked at the two submissions. She only had 3 prayers. So the issue of pension, even though you have said that the pension is now being processed, but also imagine that this pension, the man died about 8 years ago or 10 years ago. And the pension we are still talking about is being processed. 10 years ago, maybe naira to dollar was 100, maybe 180, 160. Even when the pension is paid now, it's almost totally useless. And it just not just in the case of this woman, but in terms of those who have also paid supreme sacrifice by wanting to protect the territorial integrity of the country. So why we take it on board that it's not within the purview of Nigerian Air Force, we have also noted that it is totally unacceptable for a man to die 8-10 years later. We are still talking about pension for people who serve in the military. The second issue, so we'll take it, madam, to say the pension of your husband who pays is being processed, and we also ensure that we follow up on this, and we also take with the higher authorities in the military hierarchy to ensure that pensions of those who have died, whether in combat zone, whether in their sleep, is promptly paid. With regard to the payment of the children's school fee, we have listened carefully to Wing Commander Mohammed Saleh, right?
Yes, sir.
That they are not the only one. We are caught in the web of a definition that we find curious anyway. Curious in the sense that a man is still in the service. Because he didn't die in the combat zone, he's not regarded as dying active service. And yet, you have the prerogative to post them anywhere you post them to. We also think that it's also something that's particularly not too good enough. To say you are active service is only when you are posted to Maiduguri or to Sambisa. If you are still wearing the uniform and you are going from your base to your home and you died on the way, you will not be regarded as still being in active service. I think there's a need to amend the law or to take a fresh look at that policy. It might be something that we need to take a look at.
Sir, I don't know if I can draw the attention of this committee. Sir, because of that anomaly,
Yes.
the former chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Amao, felt this regulation was not proper.
Yes.
It was too restrictive.
Yes.
So what he did in the circumstance, was to come up with another regulation again. To now say anybody, whether you die on active service or not, you will be entitled. So this regulation came on board on 17th of August 2021.
Okay.
Yes.
So good enough. And the good thing about this, and I like your response, Wing Commander Mohammed Saleh.
Thank you, sir.
The man died about 10 years ago. At the time he died, the regulation in place then was to allow for the payment of the children's school fee.
Yes.
It was only in 2016 that regulation was amended to
Actually, everybody.
Yeah, but now luckily enough, the regulation has now been re-amended to include everybody.
Yes.
So my second plea would be within that circumstance,
Yes.
particularly given that the two couples worked for the Nigerian Air Force, and luckily enough that regulation has rightly so been amended. Let us also, I mean, we're not dealing strictly with the laws here. We are dealing with some form of mediation here.
Yes.
And I think it's important. We are not making judicial pronouncement, but we're also looking at circumstances, and we are also looking at some of the factors, not only that will affect those who are serving, but those who within this new regulation, can we accommodate the payment of the school fees of the child, particularly given the question asked earlier, that if our attitude had been different, could we have bent backward to accommodate the payment of that school?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, you know, in our system, in our judicial system, law cannot be made in retroactive effect. That is a portion of the law. So we cannot go back to that year and apply this law because the law took effect from 17th of August 2020. And our husband died far before this year.
Wait, Commander, what I'm saying is that if you follow my argument, as at the time the husband died,
yes,
the law was to allow all of them to be paid.
No.
Okay.
Only those that died from active service that are entitled to it, and which the husband was not at that time.
At the time of his death?
Yes, and he was not entitled to it.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So, but because the system now felt, no, we are all one, doing the same job. So they now amended the law to now capture everybody. Whether you died on your bed or at the theater, once you are dead, your children will benefit from the school fees.
Okay. I have one more question, but let the simple again.
Let me ask you.
Yes, sir.
You say that you have not changed the law.
Yes, sir. Amended the law.
Now, is there anything in the old law that says you can hold the mass pension for 10 years?
Okay, sir. Sir, truly,
No, just answer, please. Is there
no, sir.
So you hold the mass pension for 10 years?
No, it's not the Air Force.
Huh?
It's a national issue, sir. It's not the Air Force.
Listen, just listen. I'm not saying you. The pension was held for several years. The pension was held for several years.
No, it's not pension. We're not talking about pension. We're talking about gratuity, sir.
Okay, gratuity.
Yes.
Whatever terminology has been held for several years.
Pension is different from gratuity.
Has been held for several years.
Yes.
It's not been paid. There's nothing in your law that says that you can hold it for several years.
No.
There's an assumption that when the man dies, gratuity will be paid.
Yes, sir.
But it hasn't happened.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you check the law 10 years after. You've held the gratuity for so many years. Then you say, but they can't take benefit of the law now that allows them.
Yes.
But you've held them down for 10 years. How is that fair?
Yes, sir. So I don't know if you have a comment, sir.
Yes.
Like I said, sir, this is a national issue, sir. It is not just Air Force. This thing cut across all the services. I mean, the Air Force. So as we speak, we have more than 174 families that have not been paid. And it's critically disturbing the peace of the Nigerian Air Force and other services, sir. So if there is the way this committee can even come in and even assist us, I will be very glad. It's paining us. Soldier died and has not been paid for so many years. We cried out and nothing has been done about
Officer, so you agree that this your policy is unfair?
it. Yes.
You agree that it's unfair?
Yes, sir.
And you also agree that it ought to be revisited?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
So, but it is not the responsibility of the NAV. The injury was not caused by the NAV.
Answer my question.
Yes, sir.
The last issue
Yes, sir.
was on our disengagement
Yes, sir.
from the system now.
Yes, sir.
Again, I am not a military man, but I had some conversation with her. It's obvious to me from the engagement I've had with her that a number of circumstances that happened in the course of the 24 years that may not necessarily be documented, but that could make an environment inclement for someone. And some of those things will now find themselves, I mean, we all work in different organizations. Somebody can make an environment inclement for you without putting it in black and white. And I've had that engagement with her. It's obvious to me that her heart and soul are no longer in the Nigerian Air Force. And those who also made the environment inclement for her are also too happy not to see her back. And therefore, wrong as it is that she absconded because of what is considered to be very traumatic experience in the system. And as I said, you won't find those in black and white here. Can we, and I'm talking to you now, not just as an officer of Nigerian Air Force, I'm also speaking to you now as a lawyer, a worker in the temple of justice. And I'm also now asking for a window of mediation. So say that. She has done something that is wrong by walking away. No doubt about that. And the circumstances that made that walk away may not be documented. Is there a window that we can have a honorable disengagement for her from the system? I know you have quoted and said, oh, there are three situations that are not statutory.
Yes, sir.
Is there a window?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, as military personnel, sir, we are being guided by our Bible, and that Bible is our Armed Forces Act. So anything you do, it has to be within the confines of the provisions of the law. So whether there is a window or there is no window, sir, it all depends on the circumstances. Now, sir, let's consider the present circumstances we have. There is a condition precedent in law. For you to be entitled to retirement, of course, you have to resign through the normal route, not through backyard, like what she did. She told this committee that she disappeared. So, sir, yes, I'm not the chief lawyer, sir. He can decide to say I'm forgiving her. That is his authority. If she wants any honorable discharge, there are laid down rules which she ought to follow. So without following those rules, I don't think that window will be open. And one of those procedures is for her to come back and rejab the unit. Let her come back. Yes, that is to rejoin. Sorry for using that military terms. To join the unit back. So she needs to write, if she's tired of the service, of course, you can't force you. If you can convince someone with reasonable excuse that I don't want to do it again, you put it in writing, then submit to the authority. Once it's approved, you can go and you'll be entitled for entitlement. But in the absence of this laid down regulations, sir, I don't know if that window will be open.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Well, Commander.
Yes, sir.
I had something about gratuity. Debt gratuity.
Yes, sir.
Which was not paid for 10 years.
Not only 10 years, sir.
Huh?
Even before the 10 years is the respect of our husband.
Yeah, the last one. I'm not
Yes.
talking about.
So we have more than 15 years, sir.
That has not been paid.
Yes, sir. That is why we need this committee
Wait.
to come
Wait,
and assist
no.
us.
We are not coming in.
Okay, sir.
People are doing the wrong thing. We are not coming in.
Yes, sir. Sir, it's not.
Wait. I heard about it. I heard what you were saying. That's why I'm asking this question.
Yes, sir.
You are paying your bosses when they retire. People that retire, you pay him. Or somebody died, you cannot pay him.
It's not.
I'm coming. You said there is lacuna or there's something that's so. There is no way somebody that died that you didn't pay his family or pay him debt gratuity, but you can pay somebody that died in the system because he's alive. You allow the family of those that died to suffer. It's never happened. There's no law in this country that will tell you don't pay debt gratuity. No law. Bring the law, let me see. I'm an expert in pensions. And I know military pension. There's no law that will stop you from paying someone that died.
I don't know if you have a problem.
No, I don't want you to talk. I want to express my own annoyance.
No problem.
You are even telling us 1,000 something people died from 10,000, and you are even saying it properly.
Yes, sir. It's because it is something that is even draining the service. We are not happy that those families are not receiving.
With all the money they are giving for personnel, for this, for that, you cannot create money to pay for debt gratuity.
No, that's the payment, like I rightly pointed out before you came in. It is not handled by the Nigerian Air Force.
Is that why?
In fact, Minister of Defense.
No. No, wait, officer. There is military pension now. There is military pension. There is days of pension in Air Force.
It has to do with military pension coming to pay pension.
Pension, gratuity is not a pension. Wait.
She's talking about insurance. Not pension or gratuity. It's insurance.
Who paid for the insurance premium?
That is the ministry.
I'm coming. For the service people, who paid for the insurance?
That is what I'm saying. It's Ministry of Defense in conjunction with the defense headquarters. Ours is just to process the name and send.
There is no money for the insurance that comes to the Air Force.
Not only that,
and
all
defense.
all the services.
Defense.
Yes, sir.
It goes from defense headquarters.
Yes, sir. It's been handled by Ministry of Defense. It's not of.
No, there are two defense places. There's Ministry of Defense.
And
there is defense headquarters.
Yes, sir.
So who handles it?
It's Ministry of Defense. Because that is our ministry. Ours is also because respective services cannot just process and send directly to the ministry. We have a liaison, and the liaison is the defense headquarters. So what we do is to process, send it to defense headquarters, then send it to defense headquarters.
Now, who are you talking? You're talking on whose behalf? Is it on behalf of Air Force or on behalf of defense headquarters?
So I don't understand.
You are sitting here on behalf of.
Oh no, on behalf of Nigerian Air Force.
So now this level, the level of the gratuity,
yes,
the insurance,
yes,
is no longer within the Air Force.
Not within the military.
So no. You can't say it's not within the military because you pass from Air Force, you pass to defense headquarters.
Yes.
Now, do you know what happened to defense headquarters?
Whether?
Do you know what happened?
No.
With their insurance?
No.
After it left.
Defense headquarters doesn't have personnel on their own.
Yes.
We have officers seconded to defense headquarters.
I know.
So.
But they cannot claim they're working for Air Force. They will claim they're working for defense headquarters.
So, sir.
Whether Air Force officers, Army officers, Navy officers that are seconded to defense,
yes,
they will tell you they're working for defense headquarters. Not Air Force, not Army.
No.
That's what I'm talking about. I know. That's what I'm saying. Now, it passed your own level from Air Force.
Yes, sir.
It moves to defense headquarters.
Yes, sir.
Do you know what happened to defense headquarters?
Happened like what, sir? Sorry.
On this action taken on this issue.
No, yes, sir.
Okay, what happened?
Like I said, we have compiled and sent it to them.
Yes.
Then
When did you compile the one for her?
Sir?
Where did you compile the one for her husband?
We compiled in phases. Her husband on was forwarded in March this year.
Since 10 years ago, just forwarded it for the Air Force.
Yes, sir. So we have phases.
So how
it is done?
How is this year? The person is this year.
Is this year?
After 10 years.
Yes,
This
sir.
year.
Yes, sir.
You said.
Yes, sir.
That's injustice. This is the beginning of the injustice. Even from our own Air Force,
Yes.
we couldn't send it. 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months after he died, until 10 years after he died, he forwarded it.
Yes.
And you're not claiming that it's a ministry.
It is ministry, it's not Nigerian Air Force, sir.
After 10 years from Air Force, you are blaming ministry.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to understand you. Why, like I said earlier on,
Yes.
I was going to use a bit of
Yes.
but you said just now that you forwarded the husband immediately in March of this year.
After the petition.
You also said that you are the one that process and then sent to Ministry of Defense. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
So which means that you did not process it until March this year.
After she has been
Is that what you are saying?
Sir, we have.
Please just hold on now.
Okay,
Is that what you are saying?
Yes, sir.
You only process it March this year.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Yes, sir. So, sir, let me comment, sir. So, like I said before now, we process these names in phases. So we have people.
It takes 10 years to get
Yes,
the
that's
return of the phase.
Sir,
It takes 10 years to get the return of another phase. Meaning this March now.
sir, initially, okay, let me paint this. Initially, payment of insurance was done by defense headquarters initially. It was done by defense headquarters. There was instruction from the federal government that it should be moved to ministry. So when DHQ was the one in charge of paying, we have processed all these names to them already. Not that we initiated this process just this March. Initially, we have processed this name to DHQ. But because of the new instruction that came from the federal government, we have to reinitiate this and send it again this March.
All right. Sorry, Mike. That's fine. Chairman. Chair. Madam. I think he said something that makes there's something he said before.
Chairman.
Thank you. Oh. Thank you, Chairman. I wanted to look at the office properly and then tell him, my name is Smith. So after 10 years, you say you're paying in phases. So on the 10th year, the matter is still being discussed. It's very demoralizing, and this Senate will not condone it. It is not good. No matter what led to it in your own organization, it is a clear manifest display of lack of empathy to the family of those who labored, worked in the service, and then died. How would they look after the survivors, the children? After 10 years, we just prepared their benefits and put forward for consideration. After 10 years. Anybody who hears this will not cringe. It's terrible to hear.
You can as well not have insurance.
Yes, what's the purpose of the insurance?
If you have them for 10 years.
Yes.
They are taking the policies.
So the insurance you're talking about, have you been paying the premium before they died? Were you paying the premiums?
No.
The ministry or the ministry or the defense, who was paying the premium? So payment of premium is a condition for payment of benefits upon occurrence of the event. So if you are paying the premiums and the person died, and 10 years after, you've not been able to process the benefits and pay, how does it look even to you? So this type of matter of what is going to this committee. Chairman, I'm done. What they have done is unacceptable.
Thank you very much. Well, Chairman, my name is Ekom Samson. I just want to know, in simple terms, in better terms, don't you think that this entire process smacks of a selectiveness? Don't you think that the entire process smacks of a selectiveness? And then two, what have been your practical follow-up steps? Because we are dealing with people who are always on the fringe, people who potentially pay a huge price for this country. And so I think they belong to a special class. That is what my colleagues have established. We are dealing with a class, with a special class. People who are just cut out, who have taken so much risk in service, and they exist. Must they be fighting wars in their under or hereafter before they are paid? Don't you think that the entire process that will have time smacks of a selectiveness? And then too, which is what concerns me, what practical steps have been doing as follow-up so that they can get their benefit?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So, like I have said here repeatedly, it is also a pain on our neck as a service. We see that our soldiers that died 5-10 years have not been paid their insurance. Nobody is happy about that. So on the second issue of the step we've taken to monitor this process, yes, sir, we've been taking series of steps, even though it doesn't fall within the purview of my office as a director of legal services, but we have a department in charge of that. So, but I know for sure several steps have been taken in that respect, sir.
What are the steps?
Sir, like I said, it is not within my office, so I will not do.
What are the steps?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you so very much.
Thank you, sir.
Just few questions
Yes, sir.
that my colleagues want to know. This insurance company, do you know the name?
Honestly, I don't know.
Okay, is it an insurance company set up by the military itself?
I really don't know.
Does other people, non-military persons, is it available to them to use the services of this insurance company?
Those that are not military?
Yes.
No, it's strictly for military.
So, therefore, it may have been an insurance company set up by the military.
You know, it's not set up by the military per se. Like I said, I don't want to venture into something that I don't have details, and I don't want to lie to this committee.
All right.
Yes.
Who pays the premium for the officers?
So I don't know.
Are you part of the insurance scheme?
No, sir.
You are not part of the insurance scheme? God forbid something happens to you now, you will be entitled to that insurance?
So naturally, once you are wearing this uniform, you are covered.
That's what I'm saying. So therefore, in your salary every month, is anything taken out to pay as premium for the insurance?
We have series of deductions, including that.
Among the deductions,
Yes, sir.
is insurance part of it?
Yes, sir.
So part of your money is taken for that insurance coverage. And so we will assume therefore that the dead officer was also contributing to that insurance when he was alive.
Yes.
Okay. Madam, gratuity. Your husband's pension, your husband's gratuity, was it paid?
Yes, sir. It was paid 8 years ago.
It was paid 8 years ago.
Yes, sir.
So what we're actually focusing on now is insurance.
Yes, sir.
Very well. Well, just give us 2 minutes.
Yes, sir.
All right? We'll come back again.
Okay, sir.
Gentlemen. We understand your constraints. We understand too that you're just part of the system. You're not the head that makes certain critical decisions. But we also recognize that your regulations are not binding on the National Assembly to make the laws.
Yes, sir.
You have regulations that regulate your activities. We understand that. But where that regulation now seems to be unfair, where we see some injustice in that regulation, the National Assembly needs to go. And that's exactly what we're doing. So we are going to write a letter as a committee, as a Senate, indicating our feelings about this and what we're asking the Nigerian Air Force to do in that regard. We will communicate that in writing to the Chief of Air Staff for considerations. And we hope and we are praying that he does, because you can feel the emotions of my colleagues here. We are not happy at all. This is the people's court. We don't follow those procedures that normally happen in the law courts, where you follow certain procedures and all that. Right? We listen to the people and we try to bring justice. And as my colleague has said before, we also try to be fair to both parties. We also cannot bring the military into a situation where their regulations, if good, will be subverted by anybody. We will not do that. We need our military to be strong and to be decisive in the decisions they take. We also expect that decisions, or those decisions, to be fair. And so, as I said, we will communicate in writing to your command of what we expect. And part of that is going to be payment of that gratuity of the insurance. We believe that to hold somebody's insurance down for 10 years or 10 years plus, as you rightly said, that some are sit down for 15 years. What is the point of an insurance when the event had since taken place, and yet the reason why the insurance was procured in the first place has not been met? I don't know if there's any need for it. But we'll just wonder how then this family fend for themselves the absence of the husband or the wife
who would have been your staff, and the children they would have left behind. We're also very concerned about the child whose school fees we alluded to, that he fell out of the class of those who are covered because, quote unquote, the father didn't die in military service. Military service means he wasn't shot or he wasn't in active service. Therefore, someone who slept and didn't wake up heart attack is not considered military service. That is also very interesting to us. But we are not going to interrogate that now. But what we are saying, what we recommend is also, is that that child, considering what has been done to the father's insurance, that would have also helped to pay his school fees, that has been held for over 10 years. And when that is done, it puts a lot of strain on the only parent surviving. So we're also going to recommend that that child be considered in this new act or new regulations, that this child appear to have not been captured. And finally, we've heard about her, in her words, that she walked away from service. She tried to convince us why she walked away, but she has not given us anything in writing. But I can also understand the trauma she would have gone through, being a single parent, being denied these insurance policies, insurance benefits that we just spoke about. I don't know what the service is going to do, but we're also going to step in to see how we can bring some sort of justice, some sort of fairness. Again, this is not your regular law court, people's court, and we look for where, how, to also affect the lives of our citizens and see how we can also ameliorate their sufferings. And so, we would be recommending if she can be honorably discharged. The committee or the Senate will also not be happy if she's dismissed, given again what she has been going through. We concede, and we're not going to force the military to say take her back and put her back anywhere. And she also cannot say she won't go to anywhere she's posted. We are not supporting that at all. It's the military rule, and so that's what it is. When you sign up to go into the military, we understand all that. But in spite of all of this, let's show the human face. And that's what we're talking about. Like I said, we communicate all of this in writing to the command. And we wish you well with that. That will be the decision of this committee. The next case.
It's a matter between wisdom, evidence, not the alcohol. ONYEBUCHI, OGOCHUKWU, and the AYOM ALABA, welfare association, Nigerian police force. This is the first year now.
Are they here? Yes. Please take a seat.
The petitioners are here. The Nigerian police force.
The Nigerian police force here?
No, not there.
This is the first set, right?
Yes.
bá mi wọ́ọ̀kì lórí kílípù ọmọ ẹ̀ bá kan
Are you done with the project?
Now, Mola.
You are the one that took an oath. Are you the only one that took an oath?
Yes.
Are you the only one that took the oath?
So these people in front of us
are not talking.
Are they going to talk? Anyone that's going to be on record must take an oath. And if you are not talking, please sit somewhere else. If you know you're not contributing to this conversation, sit somewhere else. Okay? Are you part of it? No. Yes. Are you going to say something? Yeah.
I, the evidence I should give before this distinguished committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Do solemnly affirm that the evidence I shall give before this distinguished committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
On behalf of Mrs. ONYEBUCHI, OGOCHUKWU and the NA-OKPALA Welfare Association. That's of the Nigerian police. Is the Nigerian police here? They're not here. They're not here. And they are served. Were they served? You were served. All right. Esquire, thank you for coming. Please, as you heard, the Nigerian police is not here. But you are already here. And so we're going to take time to also listen to you. And then we'll decide what we're going to do after that. But this is the first hearing of this man. Alright, let's hear you.
Yes, what's breakfast?
Yes.
Without wasting time of the
Is it good that? Very good.
without wasting time of the other committee.
For the record, state your name fully and who you represent.
May it please this honorable committee, I am Wisdom ELUM Esquire for the petitioners who are Mrs. ONYEBUCHI of Grace, who is the widow of a late ONYEBUCHI and AYOM ABDULLAHI Welfare Association, who is the association that the deceased was part of before his gruesome murder. So, and the summary of the petition is one of the pathetic cases that some harmless Nigerians face. It's a simple case of a man that close from his work going to his
his house. Incidentally, he's living at OGUTUGA along Arab Road. A motorcyclist with a passenger ran into his car. When he came out and said, "Is it that you are not seeing? Why would you come? You want to kill your passenger?" At the end of the day, even asked the guy, "We are sorry, that we know we are at fault." The guy, in his own magnanimity, said, "Okay, take 5,000 to the passenger, go and treat yourself, take this, go to the police." They are already done. The motorcyclist has already turned and moved to his room before the CP, task force of command for CID, command. Now they came, their tactical squad. Now they stopped and asked the guy what happened. He said no, that they ran into his car, but they have said that they have all gone. He said no, that last week there was a kidnap somewhere at BENIN. And that after the kidnapping, they did not get to the station. You must follow us to the station. The guy said, "Going to the station with who?"
Kaiser, language is key. I'm a lawyer too, and I'm a senior advocate. What do you mean by the guy? Who is this guy?
Oh, sorry.
That's a name now. You are being recorded. How can you tell me the guy? Who are you referring to?
I've taken the hints. I'm sorry, I've taken the hints. So the late ONYEBUCHI and now informed the officers that the persons that hit my vehicle has already gone, that I'm already going home, look at my estate very close here. They said, "No, you must follow us to the station." One of them came out aggressively, started hitting and beating him, asking him, "Who are you to now ask us whether you go to the station or not?" Before one thing could lead to the other, their driver, who was later identified as Adamu, came out from their operation truck with his tear gas, and they pushed it straight to the face on a close range of late ONYEBUCHI and the tear gas canister entered into his eye and busted in his brain. People could not stand there again and started running for their safety because the tear gas is not smoke, it's not coming from his mouth and from his nose. At that point, they wanted to run away, the police officers. But thank God for one barrister, Prince Amechi, who is here with us, that God used to block their vehicle and said, "No, you cannot kill this man and go away. That we cannot agree. Take him to the hospital." Then at that point, people now came by, they assisted the guy, took him to Kubajira Hospital. When they go to Kubajira Hospital, what they could administer is first aid. At that point, they transferred him from Kubajira Hospital to National Hospital. When they went to the police, to National Hospital, unfortunately for late ONYEBUCHI and he gave up the ghost around 10 a.m. the following day. That is on the 23rd of May 2024. So at that point, they now called the families to come and fill the form for him to be taken to the hospital, to the mortuary and for the autopsy, which the autopsy has been conducted. Even at the point of the autopsy, that they now removed the canister on his face. If the attachment I put on the pictorial picture of it, which I included in the reply, this is his picture while he was alive. It's attached. I equally attached his picture with his family. Then I did the picture when he was in the hospital with the canister on his eyeball. So pathetic that God. Also, they tried the best they could because the hospital, the doctors could not come close to him. It's an unfortunate incident in the sense that if you come close to him, they take out from his nostril and in the mouth. It's affecting the those that could have saved his life. Everything they did for people that could have come close to save his life could not work. That is how he struggled with his life and they died. But thank God that because of the help of a Prince Amechi, who is here, the barrister with us, and his friend, he assisted. They handed the police people over to the Phase 4 police station. At Phase 4 police station, when after depositing the corpse of late ONYEBUCHI in the mortuary, they came back to the hospital, to the Phase 4 police station. They said no, that they cannot have access with the alleged, the person suspected to be the person perpetrated the crime. At that point, the following day we came back, I joined them to the police, said I've transferred the case to FCT Police Command. At that point, we went to the FCT Police Command. We then arranged for the autopsy. After the autopsy was carried out, they now applied to take his body for burial. Unfortunately, the family has taken the body upon release. They have committed him to the Mother Earth at his hometown in AWKA, Anambra State. But since that time till now, every effort we made for them to show us what they are doing on the investigation proved abortive. We don't have any other thing to do. What I did to them as their lawyer is to write to complaint response unit of Nigeria Police Force in Force Headquarters. They actually approved the petition. In his wisdom, assigned to complaint response unit. They have called my clients, who is the petitioners, to come and adopt the petition. They have adopted the petition. They now wrote, according to them, to the command, FCT Police Command, to bring the file and the suspect. Information available to us, which we believe is true, is that they refused producing the file, either the file or the suspect to them. More so, we only applied for the autopsy reports, knowing that same has been done, and the demolition that conducted the autopsy, they have sent, the pathology that conducted the autopsy have sent the autopsy report to them. Every effort we made for them to give us the autopsy report, they will keep asking us, we should come today and come tomorrow. That is still in the process. If my address or submission before this noble committee, I've itemized 4 10-bullet points. That one of the points is that one of the police officers that was identified is ASP Adamu Buba and other officers. And we reliably got information that they were attached to Special Intervention Squad, SIS, FCT Police Command, the police officer that committed the act. That is today, that the FCT Police Command homicide unit that said on their own that they are carrying out the investigation has never called the petitioners or the complainant to come and adopt their petition or tell them the position of their petition today. More so, the Phase 4 police station, equally as that assisted in arresting them, gave us reliable information that we arrested the police officers that are in the special tactical squad that went for the operation, that we have handed them over to the command. That every effort we made to ensure that justice see the light of the day since 22nd May 2024, that this incident happened today, proved abortive. We equally annexed in our petition, in our submission, the copies of our petition and some correspondences we have with them. And it is our prayer that by the law, that we are aware that if issue of this nature happen, that the first day to the police, by the police condition of service, is for the officers involved in the incident to be tried in their bodily room trial.
All right, we know what to do. You are telling us what to do.
And also, we have presented a petition and we have attached all the annexures and we asked the distinguished and the noble committee to consider our reliefs and the grants for the interest of
Thank you very much. Please hold up your mic. Councillor, say you are the friend of the deceased.
very well.
And
The deceased was my neighbor, and I also witnessed the...
you witnessed, okay, tell us from your own, what you witnessed.
Okay. Good afternoon to this distinguished committee. I'm Prince Amechi working by name, a legal practitioner. 22nd day of May 2024 was a bitter day, a sweet bitter day for me. Sweet because we had our law week, so I had fun that day. I left the venue around past 8 to my home. 8 p.m. to my home. Arab Road, that's HCSP, Arab Road, Kubwa. On getting to the junction close to our house, just less than 100 meters to our house. From there, you can see our home. I saw a mob. I saw police truck, this armored truck, then he lost van. I saw a mob at the junction. I don't get myself involved with such settings. So the first thing that came to me was to just pass, go to my house. But immediately I navigated my way. I saw that it was my neighbor who was a member of the executive committee of the estate, Mr. ONYEBUCHI, that was having some form of issues with the police. So I had to park, I alighted from my vehicle. I went over to them. I greeted the police officers, greeted Mr. ONYEBUCHI. So after the senior police entries, I inquired of who is the most senior officer. That's the leader of the team. They were, I think I counted for 7 of them. So I asked of who was the leader. They identified the leader to me. I reached out to him, I introduced myself. I told him that Onyekachi was my neighbor. And I would want to know what the situation was so that I would intervene as a neighbor also and as a lawyer. He told me, okay, that Onyekachi was navigating the junction. Then him and an Okada person, that's a motorcyclist, popularly called Okada, they had a form of a collision at the junction. So they held Onyekachi, held Onyebuchi, sorry, and the bike man. Moreover, this thing happened before, so they were just passing, they saw they came over, held Onyebuchi, held the bike man. So they were insisting that he would go to the station with them. When he refused, that was before even I came, they shot the first tear gas on him before my arrival. So when I got there, his eyes were blood red from the tear gas. So, and because of that provocation, he was very, very restive. All he wanted was just to go home. So I pleaded with the police officer in my intervention that, okay, I'm a lawyer, I know him very well. Now what's going to happen now is, show me the people, the Okada man and the passenger, so that I can talk to them. If there are any issues still outstanding, I will sort it out. They called the bike man, called the passenger. I asked him what's the problem. He said that Oga hit me. I said, is that all? Yes. Did you sustain injury? He said no. I called the young lady. What's the challenge? That's the passenger. He said that they had an accident with his vehicle, that's Onyebuchi's vehicle, that they fell and all those things that happened. But she raised she was wearing a skirt. She raised her skirt that she doesn't have any injury. Meanwhile, police were insisting that she had an injury. That she had an injury. That they can't allow her to. So the young lady was telling me to plead with them to allow her to go, that it was getting late, that she doesn't want any form of issue. Police said no, that we will not allow you to go. That if we allow you to go, once you get home, you may have internal bleeding and you may die. So from all these things, I knew that both the bike man and the lady, nobody wanted any issue, nobody had any form of problems, whether physically or internally. So because of that, I told them, okay, what I was going to do is I will give them 5,000 from my money that they should provide me with the account. If paraventure they get home and they had any form of challenge health-wise, they should use the money to take care of their health. The young lady said no, that she doesn't need the money because she doesn't have any issue, that she just wanted to go. So when the leader saw that he had no other justification to continue with the whole altercation and holding them back, he said, okay, are you sure you are a lawyer? I said, yes, I'm a lawyer. That is either we get to my home or I can bring my complimentary card so that I will show you that I'm a lawyer. You can hold it. I know ONYEBUCHI very well. Take the bike man and the passenger's phone number. If anything happens to them, let them reach out to you. Call me. I'll produce ONYEBUCHI to take responsibility. If it is something that we need to provide money for their treatment, we will do that. So me and the leader, we agreed to that. He said, okay, that I should go to my car and get my complimentary card. Before I could do that, his boys noticed that he was trying to settle the matter. They became very furious because they said that ONYEBUCHI must go to the station with them with the bike and the passenger. They became very furious and they don't agree that something must be done, that all those altercations continue. So immediately I just wanted to walk out. One of them pushed me aside, slapped ONYEBUCHI on the face. Already, I pushed ONYEBUCHI behind his car so that he wouldn't have any form of altercation with the one we were discussing. So one of them just pushed me, ran to where he was, slapped him. When he slapped him, ONYEBUCHI took the slap. He wanted to slap him the second time. ONYEBUCHI dodged it. So me, naturally, because I was already intervening, I was like, okay, let me go and hold these guys back. The next thing I saw was the driver of the truck, that's the armored truck, who was actually supposed to be standby in the truck, who didn't know what was happening. He just saw that they were having a form of exchanges. He ran down from where he was, came to him, brought out his tear gas canister, aimed in his face. If personally I had made one wrong move that night, probably it would have been me. But to the end on his face, shot him in the eyes. Immediately the canister entered his eyes. Blood started gushing, smokes started gushing out from his mouth, his nose, his ears, his eyes, everywhere. Was just, and his blood was just spilling on me. And his car where he was standing. So when they saw that the situation was very bad, they wanted to take off. No, I blocked them. I said, no, that you guys are not going. If you leave, this guy is going to die here. First, take him to hospital. That will join you.
And the canister was still locked in his...
The canister was stuck in his eyes. Nothing could be done about it. So when they knew that they had no choice, when they moved there, mainly they shot him, the Okada man, everybody dispersed. They just remained the few of us, me and some other neighbors around. So they eventually took him in their truck to Kuba General Hospital. I went home, called the chairman of our estate. He brought about 3 other persons. They joined me in my vehicle. We went to Kuba General Hospital. On getting there, they just saw they rejected him that there was nothing they could do, that is a very bad situation. That the only option is for us to rush him to National Hospital that night. It was around past 10 by the time we were leaving General Hospital. So by then the DPO, that's BIG, this is BIG commander of Nigerian Police Force. The DPO had already, he came down there So they tried to put him in my vehicle, to fix ONYEBUCHI in my vehicle. I used a smaller car. He couldn't enter. They had to go and bring Sienna. It was the DPO who brought 10,000 naira for transportation to pay for the transport. Then we transferred him from there that night to National Hospital. On getting to National Hospital, the smoke was still coming out. You could see literally that he was dying by the minute and nothing was done to save him. So we started making efforts. They said we should make deposit. By then the wife was not yet there, she was on the go. So we rallied around, the church people came, the body was raised, deposit was made. They said it was going to be by an operation. That they did
you mean they did not?
The National Hospital.
They didn't treat until the deposit was made?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. They insisted that deposit had to be made.
At the National Hospital?
At the National Hospital. And deposit was made. Before then, after the deposit, that was when we started hearing that they needed some specialists. That it was about 4 specialists or thereabout. They said they needed to be around before they can successfully remove the canister. But unfortunately, we waited the whole night. We didn't get the.
How much was the deposit?
I think it was. I don't think
Madam, how much is the deposit?
150 or
something thousand.
Should be 150 or thereabouts. 150 or thereabouts. So all through the night, nothing. You're just giving him basic first aid to do. Eventually. They moved him to ICU, and then the next day by around 10 a.m. without removing the canister, he passed on like that.
Thank you. Madam, you are the widow of late ONYEBUCHI. When did you hear about this event?
It was around 9 p.m. My neighbor, she came knocking at my door. When I opened the door, I saw the entire estate outside. I was asking them what was the problem. When I looked at the bed, I saw my husband's car packed. It was covered with blood. I started crying, shouting, "Where is my husband? Where is my husband?" They told me that my husband was shot by Nigerian police. How? Where? They said at ABUJA Junction. So some people came, they took me to National Hospital. Getting to National Hospital, I saw my husband sitting down. Blood was coming out everywhere. He couldn't talk. When he heard my voice, he was doing like this. Baby, where are you? I came close to him. I just told him to be strong for me and the children. He said, okay. I never knew he was waiting for me to come. A few minutes later, he entered into coma. The doctors, they were trying to revive him. They took him to X-ray section. They said, we should go and get blood. When we went to go and get blood, they said, I have to pay cash. I said, I came with my ATM card. They said, madam, you must pay cash. I don't have cash. I was begging people, even my neighbor, everybody was bringing 500 naira so that we can buy blood of 12,000 naira. We tried everything. The doctors, I saw them googling about the canister on their phone because they were confused. My husband keep dying and waking up. He keep dying. They will say he has passed on. After a few minutes, they say he's alive. That they are waiting for doctors to come from, I think, Kenya or somewhere. To all our faith, we were there, nothing happened. They were giving him drip till the next day. He died by 10 a.m.
All right, madam, we sympathize with you very sincerely. Heavy heart. This is pathetic that our country, Nigeria, this is going on. We invited the Nigerian police to appear in this matter, and it did not come. And we have it on record that they were duly served to appear. They did not appear. We wanted to hear you before we take the next stand of action. But we also have to balance every interest. We will give the Nigerian police one more opportunity to appear. We are also going to call Clerk. We are going to invite the CND, Chief Medical Director, of National Hospital to appear, one, with the autopsy report, two, with any other statement that was made by anyone in respect to this matter. And we also asked the CNG to appear with the doctors who were on duty that day that attended to this matter. And we are also going to, again, sound the displeasure of the Senate over the non-appearance of the Nigerian police, especially given the weight of this event. It's pathetic. And I just want to believe that this what we heard is not true. Because if it were, I would reserve that. They need to come and tell us their side of the story. Clerk, please, we are writing again to the Nigerian police through the IG. And when you send that notice to them, I want a copy of whoever signed for the receipt of that request for them to appear. Whoever officer his name is Brand will sign for it, so that we have it on record that he truly received it. So, gentlemen, madam, again, we are sympathy with you. How many children do you have for your husband, late husband?
3.
3 children. How long have you been married to?
Since 2015.
Gentlemen, anything else we need to request? Please. Okay, ma'am.
Council, something like agitated by now, let me just say, so that at least I have some. In all of, first and foremost, madam, please accept my condolences and empathy about the unfortunate incident. But Council, I just wonder, have you tried to make a complaint to the Attorney General?
No, because when we started approaching the issue, first and foremost, the then CP of FCT, BENIN, we did him and assured the family that he do everything within his powers to ensure that they get justice. At that point, coupled with the fact that the petitioners were planning for the burial in their village. When I called, they said I should just take my time, calm down. But when they discovered that the CP is not a communal plane, is neither here nor there, that's when they have to come back. And that to me that it appears that what you said initially is not playing out. Now, especially when they discovered, they said that they said ASP is a close officer to the CP, and there are those boys that were marked untouchable, and that the guy will soon retire from the service. Unfortunately, I could have explored all those news, but because he got to his day, he said, okay, give peace a chance. Let us see what the CP is coming to. Because he actually visited the family. And the family asked me, because of his promises that after the burial you see the family, that I should.
Thank you. Sure. To the Inspector General of Police, we also will request that the DPO of that, DPO, and those
who were involved.
And those officers who were on that checkpoint, should all appear. All right? Madam, yes.
Former Commissioner of Police Igwe, there was a day he called me. He said that Nigerian police don't have a budget for compensation.
For compensation, right?
Yes, but he wants to offer me something. So I will go and start up a business.
What did he offer you?
10 million.
All right. Clerk, when the police were not sure, well, we are surprised that they're not here. But we will make everything possible to ensure that they appear in the next hearing. And the next hearing is not sooner than later. And so please bear with us when you get the next notice. Please appear. If there's anything in writing that you have, someone said to you, with respect to you, please bring it forward for a hearing. And so the committee this matter is adjourned until the next available sitting date, which will be communicated to you by the clerk of the committee.
We are both grateful, sir.
This is case number 9. Mr. Onyeka Emeka. Onyeka Peter Emeka, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. Tertiary. Mr. Onyeka Peter Emeka, is he here? Not here. Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. Is he here?
Both are not here. And this is the first hearing. Case adjourned on the next day.
Have the last.
All right. Having exhausted the activities of today on our calendar, this committee stands adjourned on the next sitting day.